Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action. I'm back with a metal vinyl update. Got a stack of records here we're going to take a look at, and the last few very exciting first pressing grails that I am very, very happy to be picking up. So let's take a look. Before we get to the records, in the background we are listening to Australian band Bereavement. Their one and only album from 2013. This is called Verses of Decay. Black metal, as you can hear, very straightforward traditional black metal, very emotive. It's almost depressive in some places. Members of the band were in are in Drotnig, unfortunately they did a bunch of EPs and demos, one album in 2013, and then called it a day, which is a real shame because it's quite a solid album. So Bereavement, good stuff from Perth, Australia. We're going to start off with the new releases, and we got first on the pile the new one from Ghastly. This is Mercurial Passages. I love this artwork. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. Very brown. I didn't actually realize this was coming out, or maybe I did, and like $20 spin, maybe they teased it like 6 months ago or something, I forgot. But I saw that it was coming out like a week ago, and my record store got it in, so okay, great, jumped on it, because their previous album from, I think it was 2019, was fantastic. It was on many end-of-year lists. I think it was 2019. Might have been 2018. So Ghastly are, well, obviously it's a death metal band, but these guys, they're from Finland, and yet again prove why Finland is Winland when it comes to death metal. Every single Finnish death metal band has just got this touch. They've just got this thing that makes them different from all of their peers. No Finnish band sounds like another band, but you can tell that they're all Finnish. It's an interesting thing. Ghastly don't sound like many other bands, particularly any other Finnish bands. The biggest comparison I could think of was Ensnared. That's sort of where I was going. But really they're their own thing. Very warm sounding analog death metal. The Ghastly's a band you just want to check out. And there's a reason they're on like $20 spin, because they're just an excellent band. Simple as that. So here we go. Here's the back cover. As I said, it's on $20 spin. There's the inner, the band being goofy. Lyrics. Pretty sure I just picked the black one up. I didn't do anything exciting, just the black LP. But yeah, really solid stuff from Ghastly. Mercurial Passages. Totally worth checking out. Want to hear something new and modern, kind of fresh sounding. Doesn't sound like incantation worship. Doesn't sound like suffocation worship. It's pretty unique stuff. Ghastly. Mercurial Passages. Definitely worth checking out. Well, staying on the brown theme, we've got the new one from Grave Miasma. Just soak in that fantastic cover. Abyss of Wrathful Deities, their latest one. This is a 2 LP release. Grave Miasma are an English band. They're from the UK. Saw them live, I think it was 2019, maybe 2018, they came out here, which was such a surprise. This reasonably small band from the UK came out and played in Sydney, Australia. I just took that one for granted. It was so good. The word people use for this band is cavernous sounding death metal. I mean, they take all their cues from Incantations onward to Golgotha. I mean, that's where they start with their sound. But they've really got their own thing going on. Their peers being like Cruciamentum, you can hear some of that kind of sound. And Dead Congregation, they're in that school of death metal. Very murky, very thick. It sounds like you're in an abyss, like this poor chap on the front cover. Really good stuff. This album, I think it's been 5 years since their previous one. It's been quite a long time, and they've spent it honing their craft. This is probably their best. I've only been able to play it twice through so far, but definitely a contender for the end of year, I think. We'll see how we go. We've got 6 months more left than that, but it's an excellent release. Huge gatefold, which is very nice, and I just went to black LP, so nothing too exciting there. Some lyric sheets, just got more artwork there. It's a really, really solid release. Very happy to get this one. Grave Miasma. Abyss of Wrathful Deities. Bit of a tongue twist to that one. Yeah, great band. So if you've not checked them out, this is definitely a good place to start. Their latest one, awesome stuff. Grave Miasma on Dark Descent, and Sepulchral Voice, I think, handled the LP of this. So Dark Descent did the CD directly. Awesome stuff. Definitely check them out. The next two we're going to take a look at the same time because they're very much related, and I'm very excited that these exist. The band for the longest time, well, they didn't exist, but the remainders of the band said, no, we're not doing LP issues of this. They're what is on CD is what you're going to get. And that was really disappointing to me. We'll take a look at them first. I'm talking about Windir. This is their first one, Soknadala, we'll go with that. And my personal favourite, Arntor, albums from, is it 96 and 98? I think it's around about there, or maybe 95, 97. Anyway, Windir, if you don't know them. This album were technically a one-piece band by the Norwegian band, and was the brainchild of Valfa, who did everything on this except for the drums. I think the drums were at the time session drummer, who then became the full-time drummer, and the band expanded on Arntor. But what you get with these guys, it's melodic black metal, but it's very organic sounding. It sounds just like these wonderful pictures. It's very folk influenced, it's very Viking influenced. Lyrics are all in Norwegian. Think early enslaved. It's the kind of area you're going, but with more folk than early enslaved. First album, Borknagar, mix it with Enslaved Frost, Windir. There you go. Fantastic stuff. The band did 4 albums. This was the first, Arntor the second, 1184 the third, and Lickford the fourth. Then, unfortunately, Valfa, brainchild of the band, he died from hypothermia. Unfortunately, out in the snow, got caught in the blizzard. It was very, very sad. The remainder of the band, all the members went on to form Vreed, who I thought I would like, but they just don't do it for me like Windir. And in fact, Windir, 1184 and Lickford don't do a huge amount for me either. I've got the CDs, but when these LP reissues came, I knew the 2 I was going to get. So they first announced a big wooden box, which was glorious looking, but hideously expensive, and came with 2 albums that I'd be happy enough to have, but wasn't going to pay a premium for. I just sat there and I waited, and I thought, no, they're going to do normal issues, and of course they did. So yeah, so this was put out by Season of Mist. We'll take a look. Big gatefolds. They've done really well with the artwork. Obviously it's blown up to fit. These things have never been on LP before, so this looks like they've found an original photo on this particular one. Not sure you could say the same for Arntor. It looks fairly digitally blown up, particularly around there, kind of pixelated. They're working with what they had. I mean, these images would have been from 25 years ago, and who knows what the story is. But anyway, you get 2 LPs. I just went for the black ones. They come with printed sleeves, and just this black LP in there. Oh god, I just touched the record. Now I have to clean it. Anyway, and I won't take the other one out because it's exactly the same. So that's Soknadala and Arntor. Arntor is the Windir album for me. The first one's excellent, but this one is absolutely superb. I played this CD to death over the last 25 years. I always had this romantic attachment to this album. This is my second time through buying records on vinyl. I bought records on vinyl 2000 to 2004. I didn't know how to do a turntable. I didn't know how to run it. I didn't know how to take care of anything, and everything sounded bad, and I assumed that was records, and stupid me. So I sold everything. Yes, I was one of those guys that sold their entire record collection. Not my CDs, got all them, but I sold all my records. But while I was enjoying records, or at least doing my best to enjoy them, I romanticized that my life, I was 21, I should just retire to Norway in this cabin in the snow, and this album on vinyl, and just listen to it, and Norway, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be cold, which I like cold. It is so cold in Sydney today. This is a tangent. It is the coldest day in Sydney since 1984 today. That's why I'm wearing a long sleeve. You never see me wearing long sleeves. Anyway, Arm Tour. Yeah, hugely important album to me. The opening track is instrumental, but then the main first track is called Arm Tour ein Windir. That is folk Viking black metal personified right there. That is the track. If anyone wants to hear what this folky Viking metal sounds like, I direct them to that. Starts off raging and furious melodic black metal, and then just stops. Everything stops, takes a breath. There is an amazing folky guitar lead by itself, then some thunderous drums, and it is such an amazing little interlude in that song. Everybody that knows this album knows exactly what I'm talking about. And that's why Arm Tour is so important to me. And the pressing, I was listening to this just before. This is one of the best pressings I think I've ever heard of anything. It is such a good sound. They've obviously found the original tapes, and they've taken absolutely great care to make these sound better than the CDs. Absolutely. Yeah, as you can see, it's quite pixelated in there. They've done what they can. Can't complain. And again, you get the booklets, the sleeves with lyrics. This one's got another sort of pixelated photo, and just black LPs. But anyway, Windir, Soknadala, I think that's right, and Arm Tour, two very important albums, and I'm thrilled that they're finally on vinyl. Back to Australia again. This is a brand new band, Hecatomb. These guys are a Melbourne two-piece. Take a look at the guys on the back. So Australian, it just hurts. Yeah, Victorian two-piece. They play bestial black death metal. I mean, look at that logo. It's just and it's that classic red, white, and black. If it's red, white, and black, there's a good chance you're getting bestial black metal. And that's what these guys do. It's even like a scythe there for the B. It's amazing. Yeah, it does what it says on the tin, like super reverb vocals. Generally pretty fast pace. It's not black thrash. It's definitely more in that bestial sound. You know, I don't want to just say blasphemy, because it's actually it's more coherent than blasphemy. It's got more. There's more dynamics to it than that. The guitar tone in this is just just so treble. It's a savage, thin sounding guitar, but underneath there's this chainsaw rumbling bass, and the two combined, it's so good. It's a really good sound. So there was a 2020 demo, and that's what this is. The tape was put out on LP by Invictus, Irish label. Take a look inside. Really good stuff. It's only 5 tracks. I think is it 5 tracks? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 tracks. It's 45 RPM, so it sounds really good. I got the red vinyl version because that was available. There you go. Very nice. And there's a brilliant photo of the guys here. So you get the very, homemade zine looking print here for the lyrics, some hand drawn art, which is great. But this photo, amazing. It's so good. You got two-piece band with the cut-off Sadistic Execution shirt, denim jeans, got the white Nikes down there, the Asics, and you know it's Australia because there's a Hills hoist clothesline with pegs on it, and a stuffed sheep, I think, upside down. These guys obviously not being too serious. I love that photo. I think it's so good. Anyway, literally it's the only thing they've done so far. This one demo that was then picked up by Invictus and put onto wax. So yeah, if you like your death metal heavily influenced with black metal, bordering on war metal, then you should check out Hecatomb. Great new stuff. New band from Victoria. We're going to Italy for the next one. This is brutal death metal band Fulci. What a great name. And for all the movie fans that watch this channel, obviously you know who Fulci is. Lucio Fulci, Italian gore film director. Yeah, this particular album from the band Fulci, with the awesome Graham Humphreys artwork. I'm pretty sure it's Graham Humphreys. This one's a full homage to City of the Living Dead or Gates of Hell, depending on what location you're in. Fantastic imagery there. You've got the priest, you've got the girl vomiting up her own intestines. It's absolutely amazing. Anyway, Fulci play it's quite simplistic, brutal death metal. drum machine based too. Took me a few times to realise it was a drum machine, because you know everything these days is triggered to death, so sometimes you can't tell. But in this particular band, it is actually a drum machine. This is their first album from 2015 that was on. It wasn't on LP; it was on everything else, I think. And the band decided to reissue it on wax for the first time. Just came out. Their previous album from 2019 was one of my favourites of the year. So good. It's just catchy and fun, brutal death metal. Occasionally has the bree vocals, but mainly it's sort of just lower guttural, chuggy, palm muted riffs. It all the songs really just variations on a theme. Lots of just fast double kicks. Drum machine double kicks. Interludes, little bits of horror movie samples, all from the Fulci movies being injected. This is as I said, this is Opening the Hellgates, the 2015 album. It's good, but it's not as good as the follow-up. The band improved. So, this is one I would say, don't start here if you're a fan of the band. If you're not a fan of the band yet, if you just want to hear what the hell I'm talking about, check out the follow-up album. I think it's improved. I think it's better sound. I think the songs are better written. This is fine. It's good. It's just not as good. But what I am also really curious to hear, they've just announced an album, a brand new album for 2021. So I've seen the cover art for that. It's out very soon. Very curious to hear that one. So this is, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's just not as good as the newer album. What do we get? We get lyrics and so the photos of what is included in this album, the various demos and things before that. And more lyrics there, rated R. And I just went with the black LP, nothing too exciting on there. On Time to Kill Records, this came out. So I won't re-sleeve that. Opening the Hellgate from Fulci 2015. Like I said, it's a good album, it's just not as good as their latest one. So Fulci. Going to take a look at some original presses now. We're going back to the 80s. This is from 1988. Self-titled from Apocalypse, band out of Switzerland. I had been wanting this one for a while, been on my wish list for a while. I talked to a buddy about this band quite a number of years ago and had never shown up in Australia. Showed on eBay last week. I bid and won, uncontested, very happy. This is technical, sort of progressive thrash, bit of speed metal, bit of thrash. But they're definitely in that proggy sound. Not Siege's even progressive, but sort of think Forbidden. If you like Forbidden, you're going to like Apocalypse. And a lot of it's somewhere between Forbidden and say like Toxic World Circus, but it's still just got some blazing, chugging, like Ride the Lightning riffs as well. It's a mix of that. Good, solid, fun band. They have a second album that came out in like 93 or something. It's like 6 years after this, and I don't think it did very well because 6 years. This is their debut. Then nothing for 6 years. By that time, thrash was dead. It was just not a thing. So that was the end of the band. Apparently, they toured quite heavily with Metallica. They had a bit of a fan base, but it's unfortunate. But very, very solid. This debut album came out on this edition's Under One Flag. All your usual 80s metal looks there. Great stuff. Record is covers in VG. It's been used. No lyric sheet or anything. I don't remember it. Shouldn't have come with one. Discogs didn't say it came with one, but anyway, I think it was supposed to come with maybe a promotional sheet or something. Get the Under One Flag LP, which is very nice. And condition-wise, I was pretty happy with this one. It's pretty strong in the VG plus. Very happy with that. But this is strong progressive, somewhat technical thrash. Not quite like Coroner, but I think if you stay to the Forbidden sound, you like Forbidden, you like Toxic World Circus and you just like some chunky Ride the Lightning riffs, you're gonna like Apocalypse. Really good stuff. Check them out. You see me getting excited? We're into the Grails now. We have 3 in a row. I got them all in the same week. I can just stop collecting now. I don't think it matters anymore. I'm kidding. Sorry, I'm kidding. Brendan Von Doom, I'm not going anywhere. I will be still competing with you in the thrash market, I am sorry to say. But maybe not for a while. I might be on the brown rice and the water for a while because these 3 took a bit of a dent out of that budget. The first one, Creator, Endless Pain, Noise Records, original press. Stoked to get this one. I have Pleasure to Kill, original Noise Records, and for me, for Creator, for me, it's really Endless Pain and Pleasure to Kill. Extreme Aggression's good, but it's the first 2 albums for me. With the German bands, I just like their early stuff. I'm predictable in a way, but anyway, Endless Pain. This is what, 1985? There's a lot of black metal sound coming here. Total Death, aside from being the name of a Dark Throne album, the vocal change in that, because this is the album where the vocalists change on every other song. But man, Total Death, absolute belter. Probably one of my favorite Creator songs. Tormentor is right there behind it. It's just, this album is just amazing. Take a look inside. Get the amazing, cool Noise Records promotional sheet. I've shown this one before on other releases. I think it was probably on the Warrant one. I might have shown it because I got that recently. Yeah, great stuff. Here's the band. Very cool. And Creator is still good. I still like, what they're putting out. And they were a great live band. We saw them 3 years ago, I think. And it was just phenomenal. They got a black record on Noise. A little bit scuffed. Doesn't sound it. I'm not too fussed about how a record itself looks. I mean, the cover, I prefer it to look kind of nice. But the record can look like a piece of crap. As long as it sounds good to me, that's fine. And, all used records I get in, I give them a bit of a clean, a wet clean. I've got my chemicals, I know what I'm doing there. And if I could bring the sound up to remove crackles and pops, I'm sold. Creator, Endless Pain, just an amazing Teutonic thrash band. Put a gun to my head, do I pick this album over any other Creator? It's quite possible. It's a fantastic album. Creator, Endless Pain. The next 2 I got from the same seller. That same seller now has quite a bit of my money. I was just thrilled when I saw this one listed on Discogs. Messaged the seller. We took it offline. We came to a gentleman's agreement for a more reasonable price. And finally, Niflheim, Devil's Force, Necropolis release, 1998. This is one of my absolute favorite black thrash albums. It is so fun. It is so evil. That cover. The CD goes for stupid money. This record usually goes for ridiculously stupid money. I paid less than both of that, but it was still pretty high. But hey, when is this going to show up in Australia in this condition? So there you go. There's Niflheim. 3 guys. And yes, the Necropolis release there. Such a good album. This is the second one. The first one's just self-titled. I've got that on the original CD. They've got more records than that, but I'm kind of happy with just having the first 2. There's the band, being very black thrash indeed. Bullet belts, just look at those spikes. Amazing. Very blasphemy look there. Actually, that's a hood. That's more Sodom look. Got the bone. This is fantastic stuff. Nothing on the back there. But why this one was so good was the seller said he bought it originally, played it once and put it back. This thing, minty fresh. It is indeed minty fresh. And I'm just stoked. This is the record I thought I was going to have one of the most difficult times in obtaining. But the timing was right. I had a little bit of spare coin, which I don't anymore, and now I have Niflheim, Devil's Force. I'm thrilled to have it. Fantastic album. If I've got one album left and Niflheim wasn't the top, what's it gonna be? I've been banging on about this one as the grail that I need to get, and I said I was going to get it this year. I said as recently as 2 videos ago, I'm going to get it this year. I got it this year, got it this week. Dismember, Like an Ever-Flowing Stream, original Nuclear Blast press. 1991, I think it is, maybe 92. Soak it in. Oh my god, that Dan Seagrave artwork. I love this album. It is in my top 3 albums of all time. Top 1 on any given day. Ah, man. It is such a phenomenal album. The cover itself has apparently been pinned to a wall. Some blue tack marks, which I've tried to get off as best I can. I don't mind. As I said, like, it has a little bit of character to it. It's not falling apart. It's not ripped or anything. It's just a bit dog-eared and got some sticky stuff on it. That's fine. It's Dismember. It's Like an Ever-Flowing Stream, and it's not a nasty back on black press. Winning. Let's take a look inside. There's the guys. Original inner sleeve. Very young at the time. For me, Dismember's my favourite of the early Swedish bands. Entombed, Grave, Carnage. For me, it's Dismember. It's just phenomenal. The record on this one, take a look. It's the Nuclear Blast logo. There we go again. Visually, yeah, she's scuffed. Gave it a thorough wet clean. It's got a little light surface noise throughout. No crackle and pop though. So I'm sold. Dismember, Like an Ever-Flowing Stream, Nuclear Blast press. The band rumoured to be putting out reissues of all their work. I've heard this year. Who knows? Apparently they're getting the rights back and they'll own their catalogue again. That'd be really good. Then I might get another copy for the hell of it. But I am thrilled beyond words to have the original press of Like an Ever-Flowing Stream, my favourite Swedish death metal album, my favourite Dismember album. It's just a fantastic. The opening riff, my god, you are not going to get a better opening riff on any song than you do on Override with the Overture. I mean, Dismembered, Skinner Alive. This album is just an absolute monster of Stockholm Swedish death metal. Guitar tone, the HM2 in this is just filth. 25 years, no, it's 30 years now, isn't it? This thing celebrated its 30th like 3 weeks ago. 30 years this album's been around, and that guitar tone is still impeccable. Dismember, Like an Ever-Flowing Stream. I'm going to stop fanboying about it now. I'm just happy to finally have it in my collection. That is the collection update. I can't believe I got particularly those last 2. Ridiculous. Hope you all enjoyed watching. Give the likes and the thumbs ups, subscribe, all that kind of thing. Check out the other things. Thanks for watching. See you next time.